I'm back! Hello, my friends. Aimee, Esther here. It has been a minute. I looked at my YouTube channel. It's been like 4 months since I was posting regularly, so here I am. I want to tell you that I will be here every single week, and I will do my best, but sometimes my best isn't great, and I might not make it every week, but I will try to be here. I have missed you. I have wanted to sit down and film for so long, and I think about it every single week. But I thought I'd answer a few of your questions today. I asked on Instagram what you would like to know, so here we go. Let's talk about chronic illness. First, if you haven't been here before and you don't know who I am, I have multiple chronic illnesses. I've been sick for 9 years now, and I was diagnosed with POTS, EDS, fibromyalgia, Lyme disease, what else? So many things. PCOS, endometriosis. There's a lot of things wrong with me, and my gut's all messed up, and I'm always fatigued and get migraines and all the things. So I'm just sick a lot, okay? I also have 3 young kids, 6, 4, and 2, and they consume most of my life is taking care of them and being sick. So the first question, of course, is where have I been? You might think it's because of my illnesses, or because I was just overwhelmed, or because of my community, which I run a community for people who live chronically ill, and there I show up every week, 2 to 3 times a week. That is where I have been spending a lot of my time and energy, but I do still have some energy for YouTube. It's just that I have children. And honestly, that's been the main reason that I haven't been posting here. I have found a system for my community so that I show up for those live calls. I used to have a really good system where I would do it during naps. I started my channel when I had 1 child, and then I had 2, and it was a little bit harder, but I still was able to figure it out with nap schedules and quiet time. Now my 3rd stopped napping around the time that I stopped posting on YouTube 4 months ago or so. And I just don't know when else to do it because I'm with my kids all day. They are young enough that they still need me there, but old enough that they aren't napping anymore. That is basically why it's been hard for me. I'm trying out a new system, trying to have some friends watch my kids for a couple hours a week so that I can get a little bit of filming done. So we're gonna try this out, see if it works, but I'm sure things will come up, so I will do my best. And also, I have been homeschooling. My oldest started kindergarten this year, and we do a hybrid homeschool, and she also goes to a math center for math. And if you don't know this about me, I taught math, been tutoring for the past 12 years or so, and I taught high school math for a little bit as well. And so I have been helping out and working a few hours over there at that math center so that she gets a very good discount, and it gets me out a couple hours a week, which has honestly changed my my emotional health to be able to get out of the house. I love, love, love my community. I love doing YouTube, but there is something about getting out of the house that really does feel amazing. It's very flexible. I have been able to call in sick when I need to. I've been able to work really any hours that I want. I can basically pick my schedule and also get a discount for my daughter. So that's been what's been going on. The other question, of course, I got many times that came up the most was just how am I feeling? How is my health doing? Where is that at? So I think I posted a video a few months ago that I was doing better and that the Lyme disease treatment that I'd been doing was working. And I do think that has made a huge difference. For a little recap, I started doing supplements and kind of an alternative holistic doctor started helping me with Lyme disease and parasites is what he thought that I had. I still have my POTS symptoms, I still have my EDS symptoms, but because we've been treating this Lyme and parasite, I have been feeling significantly better. And by significantly, I don't mean I'm cured, but I would say overall, I'm like 20% better. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't have bad days and that I don't still flare up. But when I look at the grand picture of my health, I feel like it seriously is about 20% better. The fact that I can go do this math tutoring is huge because when I was flaring over the holidays, I went and remembered what it's like for why I didn't work for so long. Again, I don't have that many hours. It's not like crazy. It's interesting because I think if this was my baseline from the beginning, I would be frustrated and complaining. Not that I don't still do that, because I definitely do, but I would be more angry and sad about this. And the fact that my baseline used to be so much lower, and now I've made this improvement, it brings me so much joy, and I feel so happy and so blessed. And I just feel like God is answering my prayers, and He's listening to me, and He's there, and it's huge. And I can live with this baseline, and I can do this because I got so much stronger living at a lower baseline. I can't go get a full-time job. I am still in bed a lot. My little 2-year-old still wakes up every morning and says, "Mom, are you sick today?" Like, that is all still there. But because I have made some improvement, it brings me so much joy. The way that I treat my health is not to go to one person and have them tell me what to do and trust them. I take bits and pieces. I'm on some medications. I also am against some medications. I take a lot of supplements. I think lifestyle, diet, sleep, exercise makes a difference. And I think there's a lot that I can't control. And what I like to do is take that holistic approach of looking at all of it, taking advice from different places, and realizing that nobody has all the answers for me. And yes, this chiropractor has helped me in this particular area, but that doesn't mean that he's fixed me and that he has solved all of my problems. And there's still a lot I need to do on my own. And there's still not a lot I need from this doctor and that friend and from my community. And all of that is what I use. The next couple questions that I had here are, what are you eating right now? And some people ask, am I doing carnivore? I am currently not doing carnivore. Okay, let's be honest. That was the best diet for my body. I do think it's the best diet for me. It's just hard, okay? It's a hard diet. It's harder when I have kids who need to eat, and making them a meal and me a meal. And so that's the reason I'm not doing it, is because it's a lot of work. And I may have the mental strength to take it on again one day, but right now, what I'm doing is learning from how my body feels on that to create a diet that is easier for me to stay on. Right now, I am not off anything. There's nothing I'm restricting. I just make sure that whatever I'm eating is high in fat and protein, even if it's just eating a spoonful of olive oil or butter. I know that sounds crazy, but after you've been on carnivore, those kind of things are not gross. If we're making veggies, I add a ton of oil and butter, and I feel so much better when I eat that way. Okay, the next question I have is, how do you have hope in the future? Mine varies. Here's the thing. I don't think it's possible to feel hopeful all the time. And in fact, I just did a coaching call on this in my community. The thing that we talked about was that this person had more hope than they thought they did. They've made it through every single day until this point, and so have you. As you've made it through, you have had hope. If you didn't have hope, you wouldn't be here. And so because of that, we think, well, if I had more hope, I would make the right choices. If I had more hope, I would be able to talk about my illness without crying. If I had more hope, I would be doing more with my life. I'd be more productive, or whatever we think would happen if we had more hope. But what if that's not what we need? And so I like to take a look at, what is it that I'm searching for? What's missing? What do I think this hope would bring me? Do I think it would bring me more of a social life? Do I think it would bring me more positive thoughts? Do I think it would make me happier? Okay, well, let's just try to figure out how to be happier. Let's try to figure out how to be more social. Let's figure out how to go to the next doctor, even though we've been burned multiple times before, because you already have the hope. It's just that it's not constant. It's not always 100% hope. I don't have hope all the time, even though I would say overall I'm a hopeful person. Just like I mentioned with my health is improving about 20%, That doesn't mean that I'm not having ups and downs and I don't have days that are just as bad as my bad days before. It just means that overall I'm doing a lot better and I'm trending upward, right? And with hope, that's how I like to look at it, is do I even need more hope? Because here's the truth. Sometimes I have a lot of hope and sometimes I have hardly any. But that's kind of how it goes. So what can I do to get those things that I want in my life with the situation I'm in? And I would love to talk to you and hear about your specific situation. So please come join the community. It's linked down below. And you can talk to me face to face and tell me what's going on, and we can figure this out together. All right, the next thing that was asked was, how do you take care of kids? So as I mentioned, I have a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old. I homeschool my oldest. We do part-time hybrid homeschool. And I have a son who goes to preschool a couple days a week for a few hours. And my little one, who's 2, who's with me all the time. Here's the thing. I watch my friends with their kids, and they go out to museums and they go to parks, and on a sunny day they're out riding bikes. I don't do that. I don't take my kids out. In fact, just today my son had a field trip for his school. I did not want to be exhausted the whole time and after, and I just didn't think my body could handle it, so I didn't go to that. And it's fine. And I have family, I have friends who sometimes will take my kids to do those things. I sign them up for gymnastics class and ballet or whatever it is that they're interested in, so they can get out and have that exercise, as well as at home we have a lot of active toys. We have it's called the Nugget Couch, a big couch that they climb on and they build things. There's a lot of things like that in our home. They love to create stuff. My son is currently into Sonic and he's always running around like Sonic, and it's like they're getting that exercise they need. We have a fenced-in backyard that they can go out and play in, but I stay inside most of the time while they play. This summer, my youngest should be old enough to go out, but last summer she just stayed in with me while the older 2 went out, and it's hard and it's sad, and that was hard for her, but there's a lot of good that comes from it as well. I've taught my kids to read very young, so they love to read. I've taught them math. There's so many things that you can do from the couch. There's so many things that I can do by just laying down. There's definitely stages that are harder than others. There are times where I'm so sick, I'm laying on the couch and my kids say, "Can we have cereal?" And I say, "Well, if you can get it yourself." And they've learned to push a chair up to the fridge and get the milk out. And they learn these things that are so good for them and for their development. And of course, I want to keep them safe if they're not old enough, or I think that they might fall. Of course, I step in and I use the energy that I have to give to them. But they've also learned so many things to help them be more independent, to teach them things that they wouldn't learn if I was healthy enough to do a lot of the things for them. And in other ways, it does make it harder. And in some ways, there are things that we miss out on and that I wish I could give my kids that I can't. But just reminding myself that there's good and bad in every situation. And every parent has things that they're good at that help their kids, and things that they're not good at, and that their kids will say, "I'm never doing this to my kids," right? That's just part of being a parent. And I don't know how my kids will feel about my illness later. Right now, they're very kind. Even my 2-year-old knows how to go to the freezer and get my ice pack, and they're very empathetic kids. And I think it comes from me being sick. I have just given up the idea that there's a certain way to parent that's the right way, and I'm doing what I think is best for my kids. It's hard to say exactly how I take care of 3 kids without being here with me, but I will say that you just do it. You just figure it out and do it. I didn't think that I could handle 3 kids, and I'm handling it just fine. So anyway, if you're asking that because you're thinking about having kids, if it feels like the right thing to do, of course, make the right choice for you. I don't think it's right to have kids for everyone, but if it feels right to you, you can do it. You can do it. Okay, and let's just do one more question here, which is, what are your New Year's resolutions? So we are in a new year. I used to always make resolutions, and I really don't anymore. I don't really make resolutions. A few things that I have been working on is I am trying to wake up earlier, and I have wanted to do this for so long, but I had every excuse in the world why I shouldn't, and why I'm in pain, and why I'm too tired and I need more sleep. And I am feeling so much better when I wake up earlier. It's so weird, but I think it moves my sickest time of the day back a little bit. So it feels like I don't know, I just feel like I feel better by the time my kids are getting up and we're getting started, because I used to just wake up when my kids woke me up, and then I was really sick and struggling and all of that. So that's something I've been working on, and it is making a difference. I wake up and read scriptures and journal and those kind of things. I have been working on trying to exercise every day. My goal is to turn on a workout video every day. That does not mean that I have to move. It doesn't mean I even have to pick up my weights and bring them out here or put on exercise clothes. My goal is to turn it on. 95% of the time I end up moving, but even if I don't, it keeps me in the habit. It keeps my brain thinking about it, and that's my goal, is just to watch a workout video, and it has truly helped me to feel better when I am able to get up, but it also makes it so I don't feel bad about myself when I'm only able to do it for 5 minutes, because my goal is just to turn it on. So anyway, that was a lot, my friends. You know me, I love to chat, and I'm happy you're here. If you would like to join my community, I will link everything down below. Again, it is only $9 a month. You can start and stop whenever you want, and trust me, you will not regret it. I love the community so much, and I think about the people in there that I've met and their stories daily, and they have changed me and helped me, and I can do this life with chronic illness easier when I'm meeting with them every single week. That's all for today's video. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already. I hope to be back next week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, my friends.